Greetings all and welcome to Dave's Craft Room. And on today's video, I would like to introduce you all to my lava lamp block. This is my lava lamp block. I designed the block myself and it is constructed using these templates. Basically, I just drew a lava lamp on 2 pieces of printer paper and then cut it out and then cut out these pieces out of cardstock that's, like a 1/4 inch bigger. And that's really all you need to do it, is these. So I've made 2 so far. Then the lava is appliqued on. And I don't use a template or nothing because each lava is cut different. Because each lava is going to be different in a lava lamp. So normally in my quilts I kind of just keep making blocks until it's big enough, but on this one, we actually have to plan. Because I want a chain piece of blocks, I need to know exactly how many I'm gonna need beforehand. So this block is 18.5 inches by 9. So we'll consider that 18 by 8.5 because of the seam allowances. So we'll do...
Let's see, if we do 9 blocks wide, 9 times 8.5, 76. 76 inches wide, 0.5. 18, that was how many? That was 9. So then 18 times 4 is 72. So if we would do 4 tall by 8 blocks. 18 times 5, 90.
Sashing. Sashing is the answer.
That's fantastic. So we're going to do 4 blocks tall, which will be 18 times 4 is 72. By 8 wide, 68 inches. And we're going to have sashing in between. 2.5 inches we'll cut, and then it'll be 2 inches in the quilt. That'll make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to do 4 blocks wide by 8 tall. 4 times 8 is, I think, 32? Yeah.
We need 32, and we have 2, so we need 30. 30, which means 60 of these black pieces, because these are the same piece. I need to write all this down. See, this is the thing. Each one is different. So for each one, I have to pull a different fabric. And the water or whatever that the water floats in, that the lava floats in, is a solid. I actually think it would be funny if some of the lava was like, we used weird prints for the lava. So we are going to do that a little bit. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut everything so that I have enough and put it in a pile. So that way we can kind of chain piece. That way it will go faster. All the cutting will be front end. That's called eating the frog. Do all the cutting first. And then what we're going to do is sew it all up. This section and this section. What is this shape? Trapezoid? I think this is a trapezoid. I'm trying to get the most trapezoids out of this fabric as possible because I need 60 of them. I'm not 100% certain that I have enough black. Guys, I was just struck by a sudden idea. We're gonna do trapunto. I have never done trapunto before, but we're gonna do it on the lava. We're gonna make the lava pop, because the lava lamp is kind of like this. Actually, not the lava, the glass tank of the lava. We're gonna do trapunto. Okay guys, this is actually the fun part now, is choosing fabrics for the background. You don't want a print that's too big. You don't want one that is ugly. And the other consideration is batiks are your best friend because they're typically the same on front and back. That makes it so much easier to cut, a piece like this, because I need one that goes here and one that goes here. So if it's the same, if there's no right and wrong side, I can just layer it and cut it and then just turn the one piece of fabric over and it's the opposite way. So we're gonna get to cutting. 26. We need 4 more. Alright guys, it's time for another check-in. This is where we're at. We have all our pieces cut, all our black pieces cut, and then this is the lava tanks. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna sew this chunk together. These up here, these need to get lava appliqued onto them before we sew them in. We're gonna sew these together first. Then we're gonna assign these to the outside. Then we're gonna applicate the lava on. I cut the lava tanks out of my stash of solids without knowing which background it's going to get assigned to, so that's why I'm laying everything out on the design wall. I sewed the bases together first so I wouldn't have to work with all the different pieces of it, and then I'm going to put the colors of tanks on that looks good with the background. Here we go, time for the lava people, bring in the lava. Alright, so we are now ready for the lava. And I actually think it's going to be best to do one whole block at a time. Starting with the lava tank. Sew lava on, put batting behind it. That's going to be our trapunto. Sew it into there with the batting behind the lava. This is what I'm going to do, guys, and it's going to be different with each one. I have here a glue pen. I've not used this before. I've only used these for basting. I'm gonna try this. See that? That is a glue stick in there. I think I can go like this and then just turn it over. And it sticks. Sickening. It dries. I dripped some water on it, but it's dry. Let's make some more blobs. I'm just freehand cutting blob shapes. Blob. So now, what we're gonna do is stitch with a straight line around these to applicate them on. I think in the final product, if we quilt along here, this is gonna pop out. And I think that's gonna be cool. So let's make it happen. Stunning. Now, I have no idea whether you can see on camera that this sticks up a little bit. We're gonna quilt it and hope that it looks good on quilting. I'm gonna do the rest of the lavas now. I'm gonna sew up all the blocks, all the lavas on, put in all the trapunto, if you'll call it that, And I'll check back in once I have them all done, and we'll revisit the sashing issue at that time. Okay, people, that's the layout finally done. It took me about 3 days, 4 days or something. I'm very pleased with it. As you can see, I did go ahead and add the sashing. I added the sashing. And I think it looks good. I didn't do 4 of them. It was originally an additional row. I don't know how my math was so tragically wrong. But I did not want a quilt that was wider than it was long, so I just didn't do that. I just chose the 4 ugliest colors of lava lamps and discarded them. I'm not gonna discard them. I'm still gonna make them. I'll probably put them in an orphan block quilt or something. I'm just gonna sew these up now, so I'll check back in later. Alright guys, that is a wrap on the quilt top. Now let's get it quilted. I have pipes here because I have just purchased John Flynn's quilt frame system. These are actually, I'm probably scratching my floor. Oh, and I'm a renter, so I can't be doing that. Let's go get the quilt frame. Okay guys, so we have here the John Flynn quilt frame. Phillips screwdriver.
Your multi-frame has 3 rod positions marked A, B, and C. A, B, and C. Fasten a 10-inch muslin starter strip to each of the rods with double-stick carpet tape. Make the center line of each rod and starter strip iron if necessary. Mark a parallel line on the...
Okay, wait, this is a lot of instructions.
This latest version of the frame comes complete with 48-inch reinforced fiberglass tubes, which are...
Okay, so originally he did show it with like wood or square pipes. Not pipes at all, square something. Now he's showing it with fiberglass. I couldn't get fiberglass. These are so heavy. And there are 3 of them. I wish I could have got fiberglass.
Lighter in weight and also...
dead. This is the dead Sharpie. Mount the quilt back with sturdy thread. Baste one end of the back, right side of fabric down to right end. With sturdy thread. Baste one end of the back, right side of fabric up. I have a hard time reading directions, so I struggled to get the quilt loaded onto the frame, but once I figured out what I was doing, it's really not that hard. I decided to use this frame mainly because I don't like basting. I find it time consuming, and if it's not done right, the quilt ends up wavery. And by using a frame, you can avoid all that. You can use this frame for machine quilting, but I got it mainly for hand quilting. As I was making this quilt, I decided to give it to my best friend Austin because he said that he liked it and I wanted him to have it. So I'm just hand quilting along as I watched Doctor Who Fugitive of the Jadoon, which was nuts.
You miss me, right?
Jack Harkness!
Still cheeky.
The frame was working well. I propped it up between the arm of my couch and the coffee table. Whenever I have to roll the rods to move to a new section and I have to lift the whole thing, that's when I realize how heavy it is. So I definitely recommend getting fiberglass pipes if you can. I couldn't find them available online, and it's tempting to use PVC pipes, but I know that PVC pipes wouldn't work because if you get ones that are thin and long, they would definitely bow under the pressure from the quilt.
Do you know what you've just done? Who are you?
Alright, so here it is. This is the lava lamp quilt finished. Overall, I'm happy with it. There's a little bit of waveriness as a result of using the Flynn quilt frame and not really knowing how to use it proper. And also the fact that with there being trapunto here, it was hard to get things to lay flat on there. So I believe that accounts for the waveriness. But it's flat in general, so that's really fine. It's good enough. I'm giving it to Austin tomorrow, so I hope he likes it. But that's all. Thank you for watching, and please come again next time. Thank you.